Objective. After listening to this module, you'll be able to describe the connection between exercise and stress. Exercise and stress. Here we have a fish in a tiny little fish bowl who says, I swam 32,847 laps today and I'm still stressed out. Although swimming laps didn't seem to work for this fish, exercise can be an incredibly effective stress management technique. Exercise and stress. During periods of high stress, those who reported exercising less frequently experienced 37% more physical symptoms associated with stress than those who exercised more often. In addition, highly stressed students who engaged in less exercise reported 21% more anxiety than students who exercised more frequently. Results of another study indicate that employees who enjoyed a workout before going to work or exercised during lunch breaks reported that they were better equipped to handle whatever the day threw at them. Results of the study also indicate that people's general mood improved with exercise, but they became less calm on non-exercise days. So why is exercise such a great coping and relaxation technique? Here are 4 possible reasons as to why exercise helps us handle stress. Number 1, exercise uses up the byproducts of stress. As I mentioned before, when you exercise, you need to have increased glucose levels, heart rate, and so forth, because you need increased power, speed, and strength to exercise or perform physical activity. As we've talked about, when you don't need these physiological changes and you don't use these physiological byproducts of the stress response, that's when your health suffers. Number 2, exercise is thought to be a relaxation technique because there are very powerful hormones called endorphins that are released in your brain when you exercise. These hormones produce a euphoric feeling and, believe it or not, can actually mimic the same feelings that are produced by use of illegal drugs such as cocaine. After so many minutes of exercise, about 15 minutes of moderate aerobic exercise, these hormones kick in and produce what's called the runner's high. Exercise is now used as a treatment for depression because of the power of these hormones. Number 3, exercise can act as an effective distraction. Exercise is thought to be a coping technique because it helps clear your mind and get you away from the stressful situation, which often results in a clearer perspective. Number 4, there appears to be a training effect in people who exercise on a regular and consistent basis. In other words, those who exercise are used to going through the stress response. So it appears as though those who exercise don't go through the stress response to stressors to the same extent that non-exercisers do. And just an FYI, take a look at the results of a survey done by the National College Health Association. Students who reported that they had exercised 3 days in the last week were less likely to report that stress affected their academic performance. Exercise and relaxation. As I mentioned, exercise can actually act as a relaxation technique because of relaxation-inducing hormones that are secreted during exercise. That's why for many people, exercise acts as a tranquilizer. Researchers are finding ways to tailor frequency, duration, and varying types of exercise for different psychological problems. It should be noted that exercise is not meant to replace appropriate psychiatric treatment, but it can be a useful addition to treatment. Running and meditation seem like completely opposite states. One strenuous and the other serene. One physical and the other spiritual. Yet both are considered to be paths to altered consciousness, and together they affect both mind and body. Dr. Herbert Benson, a cardiologist, found that exercisers who meditated as they worked out burned less oxygen, which means they utilized energy more efficiently. Monks, using a similar approach and concentrating on a mantra or a repetitive phrase, have run distances of 300 miles over mountain trails in less than 30 hours. Another note about exercise or physical activity and stress. Unfortunately, stress and physical activity have been shown to be reciprocally related. The more stressed people are, the less likely they are to engage in physical activity, and vice versa. The less stressed people are, the more likely they are to engage in physical activity. But a meta-analysis has shown that people who are habitually active exercise more in the face of stress. Those in the beginning stages of exercise less when they're stressed. So if you're not in the habit of exercising right now, it might be a good idea to start. key points, possible reasons why exercise helps us handle stress are: it uses up the byproducts of stress, it causes the release of powerful relaxing hormones, it distracts a person from their troubles, and exercisers don't appear to experience the stress response as much as those who don't exercise. And that's it.